It is clear that IU has begun to put an effort into ending sexual assault here on campus, such as promoting the It's On Us campaign and posting different statistics and posters all around campus to let people know what sexual assault is, how IU students have been affected by it, and different ways they can receive support here on campus. In addition, many bathroom stalls in academic buildings all around campus have posted what is consent and different aspects of sexual assault here on campus, and how students can receive support on campus and off campus in the Bloomington area if they've been in a situation that a sexual assault has occurred or if they know someone who has been assaulted. IU Bloomington has also used the means of public transportation to educate its students on sexual assault and consent, such as posting the different statistics that's surrounding sexual assault, such as saying that 87% of IU men agree that if someone is asleep or passed out that they cannot give consent. However, there's a clear indication that IU hasn't properly educated all of the students due to the fact that many of the students do not know what consent is, and some have even made light of sexual assault here on campus and around the world. Also, different businesses here in IU have seen to promote sexual assault in their advertising to bring in celebrities and different people to come to their clubs and use it as a means to generate income. There was also a very public case of when a student altered the consent and sexual assault posters that have been posted in bathrooms around campus, making light of sexual assault and also changing the definition of consent to make it seem like as if it was a bad thing to ask someone if they are okay to participate in sexual activity.
We conducted an online survey in which we asked students to answer questions about their views on sexual assault, the ways that they avoid the occurrence of it, and Indiana's ways of educating and preventing its occurrence on campus. Almost 40% of the students who took the survey believe that Indiana University has a high rate of sexual assault on campus. To further this investigation of how people feel about sexual assault at IU, we interviewed one of the local RAs.
Going off of the emails that I got about sexual assaults, I would say there were like 5 maybe. I honestly don't, because like when you're on the A bus and then they have these posters that say like some 87% or so of like people think that consent is important, I'm like, well, are you kidding me? What about 13%? Like, do they not think consent is important? So going off of that, I think these like numbers are not accurate, and also like a lot of these sexual assault cases, most of the times like people don't report it. If they report it, they don't get investigated, like you said, and I don't think that's an accurate representation. Like, there's definitely more going on. No. So as an RA or other employees, like IU trains you very well on that, because we have like day-long trainings on just Title IX crimes and how to like deal with them. But as a student, I like didn't know anything at all. So I mean, I was like made to go through this like quizzes and everything, but like they can be like hacked pretty easily, so you can just like keep clicking until you get the right answer. So not very well as a general student, because I think the bystander prevention thing is something they started this year. And so last year they didn't have anything like that, but they do stress a lot on culture of care and not being a bystander. I would probably like call the police, but I wouldn't personally step in. So I wouldn't be a bystander, but yeah, I wouldn't like personally step in. Yeah, I don't think a lot of my friends would like step in and like actually help the victim or like fight off the perpetrator, but I definitely think that they will like call the cops. I just think consent is if like 2 people or more people like are getting involved in any sort of like activity that like any person can like think of as a sexual activity, and if all of the people agree to doing it, then that's consent. But like, let's say if like 3 people are doing something sexual and like 2 other people don't think it's sexual, but 1 person does and they say no, then that's like, you have to immediately stop. So you have to like take into consideration what everyone else thinks of sexual things as. Similarly, if like I think that something defines as like a sexual activity for me, and someone is like engaging in that with me without my permission, then that's sexual assault for me. Yes, my friends personally, or like the people I surround myself with, we take plenty precautions, and then we also like stay aware. We like, very much believe in consent, so yeah. I definitely feel like there should be more programs that talk about sexual assault at IU because, like I said, there are like statistics are like 83% people or something, or 87% people believe in sexual assault. And I'm like, that's not a good number. Like, unless you reach 100%, that's not a good number. Because 13 or 17% or whatever it is of like a population this big is a lot of people. And if they don't believe in like consent, then that's something that you should be afraid of. And since there's a huge party culture at IU, I think that there's a bigger need for like people to like understand consent, assault, and alcohol, and how all these three things like come together. But apart from that, what IU can do is just like have more passive interactions. So maybe like have a lot more notices in every like dorm, or have like required classes that people are supposed to take or something like that, because it's still like a pretty bad situation. Not always, but I think a part of that is always also that I'm an immigrant. So speaking purely as a woman, I think it's like times during the night when I'm walking alone and I don't see a lot of people around me or something, or especially if I'm walking through areas that are like densely like forested or something like that. So yeah, not always.
If students and faculty don't feel safe on campus, then can this hashtag IU is home be true? Indiana University needs to improve their techniques in educating and implementing ways on preventing sexual assault, because no one should feel unsafe at their home.